hello.
You.
Welcome back again, guys. If you just tuned into us, you are tuning into Hello on 2, and we're coming into the first topic of today, which involves
Commonwealth Games.
Yay.
Glasgow 2014 support team. That's what we're going to be talking about, right?
That's right.
Let's bring on the most appropriate person to talk about this, right? The CEO of National Sports Institute of Malaysia. Welcome to the show, Dr. Ramlan Abdulaziz. Thank you for joining us. And also the head of high performance team of ISN, National Sports Institute, is also here with us, Sean Sturgis. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. Now let's start by what's the type of services that's provided by ISN for athletes, especially in the Commonwealth Games?
We have a full range service, but because of the limitations based on numbers, there's a quota for support staff. So before the games, we've got a full quota, right? We've got all these high performance teams assigned to all the sports, all the various sports. And we make a plan in the quarter, during the last quarter of the year prior to this year. We make all the plans going all the way throughout this whole year, this current year. So Commonwealth Games is one of the things that's happening that we need to plan for. And at the present moment, we have 11, 12 of various medical personnel, sports medicine doctors, physiotherapists, massage therapists, on top of dietitians, psychologists, and also game analysis people, the ones who do the video analysis. So they're there during the competition period. So this is the sharp end of the thing. But they've all been preparing for quite a while before that.
Oh, I see. Now let's ask Sean. Now, Sean is a team leader for the ISN's high-performance team, right? Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the role of the high-performance team and the functions of it, and the term itself, high-performance team.
Yeah, basically what we do is we analyse the sports and we look at the performance factors or the critical success factors for the sport. And from a sports science perspective, we look to improve those critical success factors. So we can give you an analogy if you like.
Please do.
Let's talk about Lewis Hamilton and Formula One racing.
Okay.
You've got Lewis Hamilton and you've got his car, right? So we can talk about Azizul Hasniawan, our track cyclist. So in Formula One, the critical thing is, one of the critical things is to qualify as fast as possible.
That's right.
Okay, similar thing in one of Azizul's events, it's called the men's sprint. The faster he qualifies, the better position he gets in terms for the race. So he get a higher ranking and that'll give him a better position to then race with. So we do everything we can with our sports science team to help him and the coach get the best qualifying times so they can race better. So as an example, we employ a strength and conditioning specialist, and they look at the physical aspect of Azizul. So they look at his strength and power, and the more stronger and more powerful his legs, the faster he can cycle the bike, right? We also have biomechanists. Biomechanists, they study movement and technique. So the biomechanists will look at Azizul, how he sits on a bike. They'll look at the height of the bike, the distance he sits from the handles, the position of his legs, and that'll give the best position for him to ride as fast as possible.
Science, indeed.
There's a lot of science to it, yes, indeed.
So, let's just pick from that kind of example. For the program, or basically the team to build the athlete into in a better shape or a more competitive form coming into a competition. So how long does that usually take? Do you take a year? Do you take a couple of months to get him prepared and such?
It's a very long-term process.
It's a very long-term process.
To develop an elite athlete, it takes years and years and years. Like, they have talent ID to fast track, but generally it's going to take 8+ years. Even longer, but Azizul training program, I mean, it's so long term. He's been training for this Commonwealth Games since the last Commonwealth Games and since 2006 when he was young. And he's still preparing now. This is a stepping stone to 2016 Rio Olympics. So it's forever charting his progress, looking to always increase his performance.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, indeed. Now, Dr. Ramlan, apart from just being the CEO of the whole National Sports Institute of Malaysia, we heard and we understand that you're also a practicing doctor, right? Giving support to all the athletes in Malaysia. Tell us about that role.
Okay, I'm a sports medicine specialist. probably one of the oldest in the country. But
most senior.
oh yeah, but that role brings several different situations. Number one is to prevent the injuries from happening in the first place.
Okay.
That would look into certain things like gait abnormalities, and any biomechanical errors that happen during training and movement. Secondly, to treat and rehabilitate athletes' injuries. That happened, for example, when Dato' Lee Chong Wei got his ankle ligament tear. So we took about 65 days to get him back on the plane to London in 2012, and that was a real challenge. But challenges make you better, in a way. So we're still learning all the time. And the other thing is, of course, the general health. If there's any illness or anything like that, of course, we will handle that, and all the health education and preventive. For example, some athletes, for example, some of the Paralympic athletes carry ongoing health situations like diabetes and all that. So we have to take care of that as well.
Right.
Big role.
Yeah.
So now that we're in the month of Ramadan, we're pretty curious. So how does ISN evaluate or put emphasis on which kind of training which is suitable for the athletes, especially in the month of fasting?
Yeah. We have to make adjustments in the main. Principally, we'll have to reduce the intensity of the training anyway. That has to reduce.
Yeah.
But it goes nicely with this current phase of pre-competition, when we have to reduce the intensity anyway.
Oh.
Just before a competition. And that helps the athletes to adjust better.
I see.
Then we have to look at the energy stores, the energy expenditure, and what sort of food that they have to eat to maximize the energy intake versus the energy output, and of course hydration status as well. Okay.
Yeah.
And sleep as well is the other issue. So the best thing we do is advise the athletes, and it's their decision in the end if how they're going to do the fasting, but they'll take our advice with the coaches as well. How we're going to structure the training, when are they going to train. But the key factors are that they have to get the right energy balance, the right hydration and the right sleep. If those factors are taken care of to match the demands of the training and competition, the effect will be minimal on their performance and training. It can be sustained, and in fact some athletes actually feel that they can perform better during the month of Ramadan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, because
But it's all a discipline thing.
Yeah.
You really
I
have to be
can
disciplined.
imagine.
I personally see that it's a little bit insensitive of them having a Commonwealth Games during the Ramadan, overlapping the Ramadan month, right? But as you guys have mentioned, it can be overcome.
Can't be helped. The last Olympics, it was Ramadan time as well.
Yeah, the World Cup in football just recently.
Yeah.
Also, players were there fasting.
So if we are ready and prepared mentally, and even with the good advice of all the sports science, it can be overcome. Right. Now tell us about the Glasgow team. How's the preparations like so far?
Yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I mean, we've had a few little setbacks. Lee Chong Wei obviously. There was an illness with Lau Wee Wen, a squash player, possibly dengue. We've had another incident this morning we've heard about. So in that respect, a few setbacks, but then there's some very positive performances as well from testing. We recently tested the badminton athletes last week. They're in very good condition for the games.
Yay! It's good to know.
And the performances of different athletes recently in competition, which is important to gauge their form right now. So some of the shooters, the cyclists have performed well in recent competitions. So it's a bit of a mix, but generally on track.
Right.
Generally, apart from each person's respective, each team's respective responsibilities and all of that, there has to be an overall sense of mission. That they are there to serve the nation, and I feel that will bind everybody together, and perhaps get the best out of them, regardless of any challenges that come.
So, any expectations?
Well, expectations are always high, but it's always to manage those expectations. And sometimes it's good to under promise and over deliver.
You are right. Under promise, over deliver. I like that. Okay, let's perhaps wrap this up with a message from Dato' to viewers or your hopes.
Well, let's get behind our team, and the crux of the matter is always solid support from every Malaysian out there. It's always difficult to perform at your best, and it's always it's always something that you always aspire to, you aim to. But on the day itself, as long as we at least give our the best, and we are always proud of them.
Right.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Sean, how about you?
Yeah, I think it's important for the public to really support the Malaysians. I mean, it's not easy to train day in, day out, every morning, every evening for 3-4 hours at a time, 6 to 8 hours a day. I mean, us normal beings, we find it difficult to exercise every day.
Yeah.
Even 3 times a week. Some people even don't exercise, but these guys are giving their best day in and day out over the years. So we have to respect that and support that. They're doing their best.
Very inspirational. Now we've got to start working out, Stephen.
We all
To
do.
be in that team,
You might well make it for the next games.
There you go.
So thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining us.
Thank you.
And we wish
It's been a pleasure.
our Malaysian team all the best.
That's right. So, guys, girls, viewers out there, these are the real men behind our national champions.
The main supporters and the one that's, I guess, is a pillar of strength, I could call them. Thank you so much once again for joining us.
Welcome.
So now.